Welcome to day 2 of the 7 days of Distortions Unlimited. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Good here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day, and as I mentioned, it is day 2 of the 7 days of Distortions Unlimited. If you guys did not see yesterday's video, make sure to go check that out. I will put it in the pinned comment down below. It will give you a little more context as to what exactly we are doing here with these 7 days of Distortions videos. Essentially, I am involved with Distortions Unlimited on a very particular project, a very particular line of masks and props called the Monsters of Rock line. This is essentially a line of classic Distortions Unlimited masks and props that have been used by various musical artists over the years, most of which we cover here on this channel pretty regularly. Artists and bands like Buckethead, Slipknot, Mushroomhead, the list goes on and on. And in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at one of, if not my all-time favorite Distortions Unlimited mask, and one of my all-time favorite pieces in general. And in today's video, the mask that we are going to be taking a look at is a Mushroomhead mask. Now, a lot of you guys watching this have probably already figured out exactly what mask I am talking about, just based on the little bit of context that I just gave you. But for those of you that don't, I think that this is a pretty interesting piece. So, let's go ahead and grab it out of the package. We will take them out, show them off to you guys, and talk a little bit about that piece. Alright guys, so in today's video, episode 2 of the 7 days of Distortions, we have the Distortions Unlimited Mini Vampire. Hands down, my favorite Distortions Unlimited mask ever. This thing is just a classic. And for that reason, I love it. It's not because it is a Mushroomhead mask, it just so happens to be a Mushroomhead mask. Now, a lot of people see these mini vampires in my collection and ask me often, why do you have these masks if you dislike Mushroomhead? And the answer is simple. Mushroomhead just happened to use some cool old store-bought masks back in the day. The Mini Vampire being one of them. Again, this is just a very classic, vintage, 90s Halloween looking mask to me. It pretty much encapsulates everything I love about classic Halloween. And this just reminds me of spooky monster stuff from when I was a kid. That is the sole reason that I own these. It isn't because of Mushroomhead, and I do have to give credit where credit is due. I probably wouldn't have known about this mask initially if it weren't for Mushroomhead. So for those of you that don't know, back in the day, Mushroomhead had a bass player named Murder Nickel who actually performed in one of these Distortions Unlimited Mini Vampire masks. The mask was slightly altered. I believe that he cut the mouth out, including the teeth, but for the most part, it was pretty stock. There wasn't any sort of face paint added or paint alterations. There were no straps or zippers or anything like that. The only thing that was done was the mouth was cut out. And obviously, Mushroomhead using this mask is exactly why it's in this line, and this mask is a very, very special piece. Mushroomhead collectors and Distortions Unlimited collectors alike have been waiting to see the return of this mask for a very, very, very long time. However, we were always led to believe that this mask had disappeared. This was obviously a very crude sculpt that Ed told me took probably an hour to knock out, and it's a mask that he didn't even really remember because there is another Distortions Unlimited Mini Vampire that is somewhat similar but drastically different, at least in the eyes of a skilled professional. So yeah, this mask was MIA for the longest time and no one even knew where the mold was. Oddly enough, when we were talking to Ed about bringing all of these masks back, he still could not find this mold, but the day that we got to Colorado to really button down everything about the Monsters of Rock line, he found the master. He found the buck and we were able to do these perfect recreations of this piece. These are the real deal. This isn't a resculpt or a retool. This is a real Distortions Unlimited Mini Vampire mask. So again, these masks come with 2 different paint variations, 2 different paint jobs that you can choose from, just like the Distortions Unlimited official AJ Good masks that we covered yesterday. We have a gray version here, which goes along with the old classic paint jobs that they had back in the day. There were gray copies, a much, much rarer gray copy than the white copies, but we also have the white copies just like the classic, the ones that have been used in Mushroom Head, and the ones that are a little more common out there in the world and amongst collectors. I absolutely love these new paint jobs. I think that I like the new paint jobs more than I like the vintage paint jobs because you can really see exactly what Ed was going for. The epoxy on these isn't old, they aren't weathered, these are brand new paint jobs done exactly how the old vintage copies were done, except they're new and they're fresh and they're clean. And I've actually noticed something kind of interesting about these runs. Much like they were done in the old day, the runs differ in finishes. As you can see, the lips on this are a lot brighter, a lot more vibrant, even though these are both the gray masks. So you are going to be getting a special mask, somewhat one of a kind, because each one is hand painted by Ed. Even though these are mass-produced pieces, he does them down a line, and every single one will be different with its own slight bit of character. So these Distortions Unlimited mini vampire masks are still available for purchase, but once again, these will be a very limited run, so I would suggest that you go get yours while you can. And if you're a real one, you'll grab both paint variations. One day, these will be just as rare as the vintage copies that everybody is absolutely batshit insane about. Luckily for me, I own almost all of those old vintage copies. I have 6 over there, and I absolutely love every single one of them. So, a massive, massive shout out to Distortions Unlimited for not only bringing these back, but sending them over to me to help promote. This is the official announcement for these Distortions Unlimited mini vampires, and I suggest that you go buy some. Link will be down below in the description, and with all of that out of the way, we only have one more thing left to do, and you guys know exactly what that is. We're gonna get these guys displayed, show them off in great detail so that you guys can see the true beauty behind these glorious, glorious modern day copies of a classic Distortions design. After that, I have to find somewhere to put them because I am just so out of room. I'm really excited to get a big old Distortions Unlimited section going in my collection though. That'll be cool. So yeah, on with the hero shots. Until next time, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol and yes to Distortions Unlimited, and we will see you guys in the next one.